detailing the rise and fall of those underground civilizations, the lessons they had failed to learn. Each word felt like a lifeline thrown into the abyss, hoping to reach someone, anyone, who might understand the importance of what I had to say. One fateful night, as a storm raged outside, I was jolted awake by a vision. I saw the underground civilizations once more, their remnants rising to reclaim the surface world. They were desperate and angry, driven by a desire for revenge against those above who had ignored their plight. I realized that the very conflict I had witnessed was on the verge of resurfacing. The patterns were repeating, and the world was blind to the signs. I knew I had to act. With renewed determination, I reached out to historians, scientists, and anyone who would listen. I shared my writings, my memories, and my fears. I was met with varying degrees of disbelief, but I pressed on, refusing to let the weight of my experiences crush my spirit. I sought out underground gatherings of thinkers and dreamers, people who still believed in the power of forgotten stories. Months turned into years, and as my body weakened, my resolve only strengthened. I became a figure of intrigue, a living testament to a history that had been buried. I was invited to speak at forums, to share my tale with those willing to lend an ear. Slowly, a small group of believers began to form, a coalition of minds dedicated to uncovering the truths hidden beneath the surface of our world. As I stood before them one evening, my heart raced. I shared my vision, the urgency of my message echoing in the hall. "We must learn from the past," I implored. "The war I witnessed is not just a story, it is a warning. If we do not change our ways, we too will fall into the same cycle of destruction." The room fell silent, the weight of my words hanging in the air. I could see it in their eyes, an understanding, a spark of recognition. Perhaps, just perhaps, I was not alone in my battle against oblivion. In my final days, I found solace in the knowledge that I had fought for something greater than myself. As I lay in bed, surrounded by my writings and the warmth of those who believed in my truth, I closed my eyes for the last time. I understood that the war I had witnessed would not simply fade into obscurity. It was now part of a larger narrative, one that would continue to unfold, shaped by the choices of those who came after me. As I slipped away, I hoped for a world that would remember, a world that would listen. The last witness of a forgotten war had shared his truth, and in that act, he had forged a connection that spanned generations. The echoes of the past would not be silenced. They would resonate through time, reminding humanity of the delicate balance between ambition and preservation. See you next time, and may your choices be wise.